Hi everyone, today we're going to show what paints we used for the clan rats from the Skaventide box that we painted up in a Clan Eshin theme. So we started off with Citadel Color Grey Seer Primer. You could have primed them in black too if you wanted to make it even faster to paint them up, but I wanted to use some of that up and see where the black hit when I put all the black paint on it, so that's why I used the Grey Seer. So for their skin, and the skin of the smaller rats that are on them, I used Vallejo Model Color German Sea Brown, Black Brown. I used Game Air Vallejo Charred Brown. And then the eyes, we used Army Painter Warped Yellow. So we painted the skin with German Sea Black Brown first. Washed all that skin with non-oil. Cleaned it back up with German Sea Brown. And on the raised bits under the eyes, above them, some of the hair that shows, we used a charred brown. And we watered down Warp Yellow. We put a little dot in the eyes there. And this guy doesn't have a little rat on him, but the little rats too, we put the yellow in the eyes too. So all the metal, swords, spikes, chainmail that's on them, metal on their shields, we used Army Painter Cobalt Metal. Wash that with non-oil. Put it back up with Cobalt Metal. And on the edges we use Grey Night Steel. So Cobalt Metal went on first. Kind of has like a blue tint to it. That's why I wanted to try it out. It's pretty cool. Then we wash everything with non-oil. Mainly to show the definition in the chainmail. Cleaned it back up with Cobalt Metal. And then on the studs, the layers, we used Grey Night Steel. So the other metals, the bell, bottom of the blades they have, top of their flag, standard there. Started with Game Color Tiny Tin. Wash that with non-oil. Brought it up with Castellax Bronze. Highlighted it with Everchrome Metallic. So the base would have been Tiny Tin. See the non-oil and then the recesses. Brought it up a bit with Castellax Bronze. This is where light would hit. On the edges, that's where Everchrome would have went. On the base of the model, we just use Citadel Color Technical Astro Granite. Then after that was completely dry, we put it with non-oil. And I dry brushed neutral gray on it from Vallejo. And then I dry brushed London gray on it too. So that's the Astro Granite and the non-oil just to darken up a bit. And you just dry brush those two grays on there. Give it a little more definition. If you had a lighter gray, you could dry brush that on there too if you wanted to make it pop a little bit more, but I wanted them to be more darker because they're Eshin. And for the shrubs that we glued on there, they're just Army Painter Wasteland Tufts. And I just glued them on there with plastic glue. So the insides of their milk and tongue, I used Reddish Flesh from Vallejo. Wash that with Carlsberg Crimson. Bring it back up with Reddish Flesh. And use Brown Rose. So just paste it with Reddish Flesh. Washed inside the recesses with Crimson. Cleaned it up, and then on the edges put the Brown Rose on. Then we moved on to their teeth. So we started off with stone gray. To make their teeth look more yellowy and grimy, we put Seraphim Sepia. Brought it back up with stone gray. Then highlighted it with gray khaki. The stone gray was the base. Lost the recesses with Seraphim Sepia. You could also use Agras if you want them to look more dirtier than more yellow. But I use Sepia. Clean it back up with stone gray. And gray khaki is just on the edges there. So for their tails, the inside of their ears, and the tails of the tiny rats on them, started with amber skin. Wash that was Targar Raid Shade. Clean it back up with amber skin. And then highlighted it with pale flesh. So amber skin would have been the base. Same as in the ears. And I would have washed everything with Targar Raid Shade to dirty it up a little bit. I brought it back up with the amber skin. And on the edges, pale flesh. So for their cloth and the flag, I used model color Vallejo black, German gray, and dark gray. I didn't put too much non-oil. I don't even think I put non-oil on this one because it would have just darkened it up too much. In some of the recess you could put it if you wanted, but the base was black from Vallejo and the German gray on the raised parts, and then dark gray for the layer highlight. We also did the same thing on the nose too. And the nose is on the tiny rats too. For the leather straps, the handle of the swords, straps are on the face, and the wood on the shields. I did that also the same because they're just a clan rat, so I didn't want a whole bunch of different paints on them. Their pouch is there. Started with leather brown from Vallejo. Washed it with non-oil. Brought it back up with leather brown. Then used saddle brown. And the last highlight was mahogany brown. So it's leather brown as a base. Washed that with non-oil to darken it up. Clean it back up with leather brown. Then saddle brown. And on the edges, for the highlight, mahogany brown. The rim of the base was this watered down mechanic standard gray. When that all dried, we used Tamiya color flat clear varnish. And that's how we've been in our Clan Eshin themed clan rats. So if you like these guys or any of the stuff you see in the background, it's all up in our Etsy store too. We're having a sale on there now for 25% off everything too. So if you want to check that out, that'd be greatly appreciated. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.